Just to recall what we have covered in the last classes. So we were discussing about technology forecasting, and in the earlier classes we have covered topics which were related to that, namely what was technological forecasting, why is it required, and what is the importance of technology forecasting, and if at all the company has to progress or excel, it is indispensable. So these are the things which we have discussed in the earlier classes. And now most important fact part in technology forecasting is we have to study about what are the various methods which are used for technology forecasting. Just to review what we had covered through the slides. So this is, we have defined what is technology forecasting. It is applicable to machines, procedure, and techniques. So why technology forecasting? You cannot live without it. It improves quality, scanning the technology environment, anticipating the future, where you are, where you want to go. These are some of the reasons what we have discussed that will help us to understand why technology forecasting is important. And technology forecast is always try to express in a type of a model where the input is a large amount of data that is there. It is processed and then we have the output that is nothing but the forecast. This is represented by the following block diagram. Okay. Next, we discussed about what are the various elements what we require. As you know, input is in the form of data. Process is a methodology what you are using that we have already discussed. And again, while studying the different methods, we will study, we have explained in detail. And the output is the forecast, and then there is a follow-up. These are the objectives, and these are the 5 purposes why we require forecasting. And there are 3 types: short term, medium term, long term, depending on the span, 1 year to 20 years. These are things what we have discussed. In simple words, we define technology forecast is a comprehensive description of emergence, performance, features, and impacts of technology in a particular point of time. So simple, we try to find answers for what is the future, when will it take place, where it will take place, why it will take place. So forecasting, it is nothing but predicting the future. So this is about data. You know the importance of data science nowadays. Next is important is we are going to study about the different methods which already we have studied. How to select the right method, that is the most important. So for that, what we require, your forecast depends a lot. What is being predicted? What is the technology, market change? What is available information, time horizon? What are the resources available for forecasting? The reasons. Classification of various technology. This is the most important part. When we call about forecasting methods, they are classified as exploratory and normative. Letter box letter box. So the 2 methods are exploratory and normative. What is the what is the difference between these two methods? Okay. Exploratory means where you are, where you want to go. Whatever the data you have at present, using that data, you're trying to predict the future. Normative means you already know where you want to go. With that as the starting point, you try to come back to what you are. So exactly these are two opposite points. The most popular are the exploratory methods, which we have already explained to you. And generally the norm is based on data which is measurable, data which is non-measurable. That is tangible and intangible data. That is quantitative and qualitative analysis. This is the main thing. But the basic way how things are classified for forecasting is exploratory and normative. Now, these are the things which I already explained to you. The important of these methods are the explorative techniques where we have. The most popular is the Delphi technique, which already I have tried to explain in detail, and all the data is available in the notes, then followed by trend analysis. This is already what we have studied. Then expert opinion, technology monitoring, and on normative side, we have what is called as dynamic modeling, cross impact analysis. Most important here in this morphological analysis, and one more is important, relevance tree, which we are going to study today. I'll try to explain to you. So again, these are things which we have covered: qualitative, technology monitoring, trend analysis, curve fitting, linear and exponential. These are collection of opinions. This is the famous Delphi technique, which is the most important part. What are Delphi technique? What is the process in which Delphi technique is carried out? And what is scenario development? On coming back to normative, here two things are important. It is trying to express in a type of model. See, normative means you have, you know what you want to do, then you see for that again, it is different methods are the important. The two most important is morphological analysis, that is mapping, and then that is relevance tree. Okay. These are the various methods now which we have discussed. So now how you are going to select a forecasting technique? Here the problem is you cannot depend on one technique. More the methods, easier is the work. Again, that also depends on how much money you are going to invest. What is the time within which you need to have a forecast? What type of data you have, measurable data or non-measurable data, that is quantitative or qualitative. What is the status of your technology, that is in terms of the software and hardware what we have. Based on this, you are going to decide the right forecast. So one more important point after studying these methods, what I would like to say is, there is one more important topic which we need to discuss, that is combining of forecast. So what does it mean? When we use these forecast methods, you cannot rely on one. That is one thing. Two forecast methods will give you a better idea. Consistency will be there. If you rely on one data, you may be inconsistent. There are errors. So what we do is, depending on all these, considering all these aspects, we decide which forecast technique should be selected. And always, if we combine one or two forecasts, then we will be in a better position to take the decision. See, the reason why we are going to combine the forecast is there is inconsistency among forecast. One technical approach is superseded by the other. So if you have two or more techniques, then the errors will be reduced, the output is more reliable, and that's the reason why we try to use by combining these forecasts. That is about combining of forecasts. This is one topic which we have to cover in your syllabus. What do you mean by combining forecast? Now, these are some of the examples how, see, generally technology forecasting is best understood by implementing. So you can take an example of IBM research. Then we have this example. Today is not important, tomorrow is important. Where you are, how you will be, what you want to do. All these is decided by the technology forecasting. See, these are some of the examples. This is how the methodologies are worked out. Then these are the various methodologies, how we start by taking the opinion. So I had earlier explained to you what is trend interpolation, extrapolation. Simple words, curve fitting. Either you can go for linear or you can go for exponential. You have a equation formed by studying these trends. Using these equation, you can predict the future. So these are, remember, explorative methods. You are there, you want to go somewhere. From today to tomorrow. These are some of the examples which I have shown you in the form of the slides, so they'll be in a position to understand the trend exploration in a better way. Now, one more important topic, what we need to study is what we call as the relevance tree. It is analytical technique. It is what we call as a normative technique, where we are trying to use the methods. Popular methods are what? Two methods are very important. One is morphological analysis and the other one is relevance tree. So what is relevance tree? It is a normative forecasting method, already you know, which will help us to understand the future and achieve some objective. So now here, whenever relevance trees are there, a broad topic is taken and it is tried to divide it into subtopics so that they can be addressed very easily. Similar to what we call as the cause and effect diagram. Main objective, sub-objective, again sub-objective. This you want to achieve, how to achieve that? Further, how to again achieve that? So this is expressed more or like a branches of a tree. That's why it is called as the relevance trees. Whereas you know morphology analysis involves what? It is nothing but it involves mapping options to obtain an overall perspective of possible solution. So methodology is different. So relevance. Hello. Prasanna. Account number KCC bank ಹೌದಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ರೆ. ಆ ಚೆಕ್ ಬುಕ್ ಬರ್ದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರ ಹುಡ್ಕಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಕೇ ಹುಡುಕಂತ ಹೇಳೋನಲ್ಲೇ. ಹುಡುಕಂತ ಹೇಳ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಇದೆ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. So relevance tree we have to study with an example. I will again further try to guide you when we study this. So now here basically relevance is trying to break a major objective into sub-objectives. So there is objective of both are technology forecasting, but if you compare with morphology, there are slight variation. See, in morphologically, what we do is trying to map, break in the form of a matrix, just to organize whatever data is available. So as this will help you to solve the problem, or it will help you to provoke or promote or stimulate new ways of thinking. So relevance tree, it's a tool. We can say that it is more or less a tool where our major intention is to split the entire objective in terms of minor objectives. Minor objectives so that we'll be able to understand them in a better way. For example, if you take some major objective, you want to develop an electric car. So to develop an electric car, what is the source of electricity? If you want to use a battery, what is the capacity of the battery? Likewise, you can go, it's a more or like YY analysis, you go on trying how to achieve the objectives. So these relevance trees not only help us to determine and evaluate systematically the alternative ways how and when to achieve the normative objective of the machine can be achieved. in a very better. So the difference is morphological analysis involves mapping a discipline to that of some objective, some costing, some other solutions, and it is relevant. So now there are certain steps how you have to solve the. So these are the various process how we have to go for relevance tree, why it is used. It is like a hierarchical chart. What we say in organization, you might know what is the hierarchical chart. The head of the organization, followed by who is subordinate to them, then subordinate. That is called as a hierarchy. So this relevance tree, more or less, will also look in the same way. So now, as in our organizational hierarchy, we have got levels. Here also we have got levels. Higher level means they have to be attained on priority in discussion with the top level. As we go down the line, we have got lower levels which can be addressed by. So even you can divide the things in terms of priority or which level is important, which is the level we have to achieve. After achieve that level, how we can go for the next level. And already we have to keep in mind this level should not overlap with each other. So like in all these methods, what we've discussed so far, they have got their own strength and weakness. When it comes to strength, relevance strengths, it is better because it is presented or illustrated in the form of a pictorial diagram rather than discussion by expert opinion or Delphi technique. Some other here, everything is expressed in the form of a tree with the help of branches so that it resembles like a tree like branches. So a clear pictorial diagram is given. It's a comprehensive detail and you can find the relation between all this. When it comes to weakness, errors, human errors, where we are, uh, some errors will creep in because of certain oversight, some overestimating things, and bias. These are the reasons why it may be lead to the. So this is an example of see, it's an automobile. In automobile, what is the automobile structure consists of? Structure, propulsion, how you are going to feed engine, then we have got the control. In structure, like we have got the chassis, that is the body and the frame. Further to propulsion, we should calculate what is the fuel system, what is the engine. Again, in engine, you can say what is the engine capacity, what type of engine is it, whether it's a petrol engine or a diesel engine. Then again, it's a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke. Then again, depends on how it is to be achieved. What is the fuel system we are using? So transmission, whether you are using gears, what are the various gears you are using? These are all about propulsion. Controlling, how to control the vehicle, steering mechanism. To stop, we have braking mechanism. To accelerate the vehicle, we have got accelerating mechanism. So with this, if you want to say example is there, we are understanding the automobile. So again, see, every level can be further split up into levels. Again, you can take engine. In engine, again, we have got different types. How to propulsion means what is the energy given to them. Likewise, you can, it's a for a critical thinking. How? By using turbines, external combustion, internal combustion. So external combustion means we are trying to give the energy from outside using turbines, that is steam engine or some other methods. In IC engine, again, we have to decide with which type of engine. Wankel's rotary engine is there, the diesel engine based on diesel cycle, and the conventional. If you go for electrical, what type of electric we are using? We are using primary battery, secondary battery, or field. So it is this probable picture will help us to understand what is the relevance tree. Some more examples I will try to give you. See, if you say that in your notes I have given you, what are the steps you have to follow when you want to solve the methodology forecast by using relevance tree? What is the objective? How to achieve that objective? Three activities are available. To achieve this, we have got three options. In that three, again, activity three, how to achieve activity three? We have got three tasks. How to achieve each task? We have got a system. We have got so like that is tried to break up the high level into sub levels. So this is an example of same way what solar car, how it is displayed. It is, if you see clearly, it is more like your cause and effect diagram, like YY analysis, likewise. So this is one more option. Demand for transport, individual ability to afford a travel, need to travel. If you travel, what are the journeys, location of people, who people will visit, your friends, relative, what is the purpose of the visit, whether it's a holiday or it's a day trip, likewise. You can try to express in as many ways as possible. There's a lot of examples I have given to you about relevance trees. So basically in technology forecasting, most important priority you have to give for different methodologies. Delphi method is important, trend method, that is important, morphological analysis, and relevance trees. All these methods try to predict the technology forecast well in advance. Because you cannot rely on only one forecast, you can better go for combining of forecast by using one or two. So this is the details about technology forecasting. Now, the next part of the module, what you're supposed to study is about innovation process. Already in product development, we have discussed about these. So here basically we'll be discussing about what are innovation process, how we try to integrate technological product innovation and product development, what are the various tools which you are using in the innovation process, and what are the various process within the enterprise. So this module, half of the module is related to technology forecasting, where the rest has something to do with the innovation process. What are the various tools which we are using in the present innovation process? So like you already know, what is innovation process? It's a process where we are trying to create something new. What are the various steps in innovation process? We already discussed in product development. Identifying the opportunity, find the conceptual solutions, discuss all the solutions, select the best alternative, develop a working solution, and deliver the solution. So there are various tools which are used in innovation. They come in various shape and size. Innumerable tools are there. So in the next class to come, we'll study about what are the various tools that are used in innovation process. Thank you.